So I just want to literally, like, I'm thinking, right? I'm just grasping, like, the understanding. I'm trying to, at least, because some idiots are messing with people in radioactivity and they do this vibration sound. Like, they use our body as a conductor to use this like a telephone. So they can literally force dreams. They can be talking shit and then put like another different person's face and make it look like they're the ones harassing you. Or like they can pre-record individuals when they were backing themselves up, when they were getting shocked in the head. And then, like, I've said fuck you a couple times to whoever's shocking us and harassing the people. So they go to people and they try to ruin our great relationships. And I'm coming to trying to understand this stupidity. But like, if somebody has a great life, they have life to live, you know? Because life is really good. So it's either somebody literally like in the feds blending in with us and then also like harassing the new employees and faking out each other, or it's a label working with the feds. I mean, they gotta want something, you know? Because there's literally no time to waste. They probably like fake out, dude. I know, because God's telling me right now. God is saying that they're faking out our military, they're faking out our policemen, all government officials, and border patrol. Watch the videos of education on my YouTube when I explain this with God very directly on all the solutions with zero risk to health, business, a great life, 100%. Right? So these idiots, whoever it is, they lack understanding, or they grew a habit for themselves that all they do is act on impulse and lean on flesh and possessions, and they just already created like a toxic habit for themselves that is hard to break. I mean, I don't speak to that shit. They're talking by themselves to themselves. They can be thinking they're threatening me, but I'm ignoring all that because I walk with God and I'm the reason why everybody in the whole world is breathing and alive today. I'm Mr. Roman from the Bible. I predicted the pandemic in 2016 and it actually happened in 2020, and tons of people died because everybody got careless and misdistributed their attention. So I'm putting it on blast because there's nothing they can do to me or any of my surroundings or anybody. I'm not going to let anything happen to anybody in the world. You need that right, proper direction. Nobody should be sitting on their ass just harassing people with too much time on their hands. So now that I'm putting them on blast and grasp understanding and letting everybody know, they're trying to tamper with evidence, intercept radioactivity, intercept phone calls. They can like do this popping sound, you know, and try to intimidate you, but it doesn't work. You give it to God and you let God handle it and be there for God. And they do that dumb shit for no reason. All because they're guilty of mind control. And it doesn't work. You stay with God and it will never work. Of course, everybody in the world will be pissed. That's why they're trying to tamper with evidence. They already try to falsely accuse and switch up my name on government software, on tickets that were already paid off for. So instead of Mr. Roman, they put Ramon. Yeah, but now I have I have a good proof and, security purposes. You need to watch out because you saw Homeland Security harass the IRS. That's why it's important for everybody to remain involved in everything presented to the world, because our health is our business. There's no information to obtain that is not already accessible to everybody in the world, dude. So now it's poor leadership. It's adapting to your own paranoia when in reality, you'll never see shit ever again in life if you educated yourself properly. Now they can pick targets and target doctors and dish fucking lying information out just to make a doctor or physician look like they don't know what they're talking about. Dude, it gets fucked up and unnecessary like that. And then people going to war when we're literally best of friends with Israel and the US. That's why I know it's not even a handful that they're like trying to control and mind control and manipulate. You guys look foolish. It's humiliating. Enough already. Just build. Because that's becoming a healthcare risk to, it's prolonging our solutions to make sure everybody's under healthy living standards. I'm seeing everybody fucking like peel and look dead. I'm seeing the fucking environment like coming to air quality very unhealthy. It's not a joke. It has to be some fucking stupid ass feds, man, hiding behind everybody. And all they do is what? Patrol. They already grew accustomed to this toxic habit. They haven't even lived a full life just to sit on their ass and manipulate evidence because it's obviously being intercepted already, so they can tamper with it. They can tamper with video surveillance too. We have AI, they can put anybody's face on that shit. They can literally like target you, and then you're calling all of these respective businesses with great reputations, and then they can intercept the call, and then they can just oppose like they're working for this establishment, and then create some false statue like if they've always been involved. When in reality, there's truth to that with everybody involved, but that means not singling out everybody and reaching understanding and mutual understanding on following the rules and needing to accept everybody. Keep it healthcare, don't confuse yourself. Everybody needs to remain under a healthy living standard, mandatory. All surroundings must be spotless. All animals must be showered regularly, and food must be cared for and planted as always. And their surroundings must be extremely healthy, along with all of our surroundings, animals, sea and land, because we have to eat every single day. And they move around a lot, so they're gonna be sweating too. Usually bacteria builds up in moisturizing conditions, so they have to go to the restroom every day. There's work to be done. So all military, police, border patrol with detainees and correction, now you know that's where you're going to be working every single day. Cleaning, taking out trash, spreading the good word, making movies, reminders, lessons learned, how horrific the outcomes are, how great the outcomes are with the right direction. It's very, 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 very powerful. And that's how we never see any crime or anything stupid out there, because everybody reaches understanding. New life comes in very, very rapidly. You need to be on it every single day to reach the masses. It'll take your whole lifetime to keep on constant so you can maintain that peaceful, respected consumption, and you go home unbothered through a job well done, through teamwork, through great relationships. And I'm 100% rightfully partnerships with every individual and everybody's family everywhere in the world, because we do not misguide each other, and we do not entertain war or conflict. We do not go against each other. It's very simple. We're pretty much handing you the blueprint of a printer that never stops printing money. You need to follow the rules. Every employer in every business pays $10, $20 every pay period for a guaranteed wage increase every 3 months. And that never stops. That'll guarantee them being healthy when they touch our food. That'll guarantee them being healthy when they cross paths with our loved ones and family. Their health is a reflection of our health. Taking care of our animals, ourselves, along with their surroundings, with our surroundings, you'll completely see, and landscape up to par, you'll completely see disease be extinct. With staying constant on the good word, I'm in this position to be constantly teaching right now, given the court dates of those idiots wasting my time, taking me out of my healthcare operations when there's work to be done. I had a plan for myself, you know? But God makes use to every single situation that I go through. And we're gonna make sure everybody that needs a great opportunity and corrections is gonna be given that great opportunity and great leadership and guidance. And we're gonna work together, as you see everywhere around the world. But we do not discuss our affairs because they try to harass us. So no, we do not favorite a select handful or a country. We're there for every single person in the world, God every turn, because then they try to hide behind you. You know what I tell them? No. You go out there to the world and you treat everybody nice with kindness and respect. And you follow those rules that all of our families together internationally have built. And it's very successful to this day. There's going to be a lot of medications that's going to go extinct. But you need to always educate real life scenarios and things that happen to educate the new life. Always. There's going to be a lot of constantly teaching on the good word when everything's already great and within that healthy right direction that we're going to take to the next planet and the next planet. Please stop wasting your partner's times. Because they keep fucking talking and keep buzzing us when we're trying to rest, or on our days we're getting along perfectly, and out of nowhere a popping sound, they try to intimidate us to try to keep us silent because they're guilty of mind control. They're fucking idiots. And nobody has to be that close. So when I'm playing my PlayStation, they're pretending. I don't know if it's an agent trying to connect us, or the labels do something where they connect people. Dude, you rot, dude. You fucking rot. Literally, the people are better. I'd rather play with everybody in the world, dude. You know, it's very fruitful, and there's better people than the people that you fucking fancy, man. Fucking idiots. They're a piece of shit, dude. You're gonna know every single day. Because that's what they do. They grow this habit, and then they teach themselves to hate. They grow a form of hate on individuals. And then we're over here, you know, not even a bother. And we're just letting them know, hey, leave, be quiet. They get embarrassed and they start threatening good people. And we're over here with our great relations, and what they fucking do in the feds, it's not even a handful. What they do is they cause trauma on us, and then they start blaming this and that, and then they're going against each other when there was no conflict ever. And then here comes the fucking Fed to give them a reason to be this fucking close. So whoever's literally harassing the people in my area, they're fucking guilty of starting wars for no reason. And they're guilty of killing my family for no reason. Dude, they're fucking idiots, man. And look at everything that they try to put us through. All the lies, the deceit, the misdirection, and we still have great hopes. Dude, literally, that's literally the reason why, I, back then, I didn't want to live. And how could they do that to somebody that's always there for everybody? Dude, like, I was like, going through depression. So I was channeling it healthy, spreading the good word, you know, through through horror pictures, through horror movies, taking care of bullies, because like me and my girlfriend at the time were getting bullied by bully girls and bully guys. So we make sure like we have healthy ways to just like what we have the good word implemented on all agencies and the world relations. It's very effective, and it's a reminder to those that think life is like won't do that back to them. Well, that's the healthiest alternative, so they can always be reminded not to mess with people or give examples. Or sometimes one incident was one person was really being provoked and all of this trauma was happening to them to the point where they had no choice but to really embody that shitty ass person that's inflicting that trauma to them, just to raise awareness when they didn't want to take him or her serious. So now the eyes are on them, and now they got the craziest. He literally put himself and herself in the position of what that shitty ass person was doing to them, and that's how they caught that individual that was inflicting that harm to them. So that's educational on how powerful um, God does it to ensure that we have a great life. You know. Anyways, there's work to be done, and you feel like sometimes they can manipulate that, the GERD, but it's just the sound, dude, that they do. And they make you feel like you're sick and nauseous, but dude, they're applying pressure and making you feel like you can't breathe. And they do this like shocking sound or like shocking thing to your body. Just give it to God if you're going through that. But like, dude, you notice like everything's going good and everybody's listening, but it's just like the people know, like the fucking environment's fucking rotting because of those fucking idiots doing shit in secret. So don't listen to anybody that's invading your headspace. They fucking disrespect you. I don't care if they're like complimenting you or they're trying to like seduce you or they're trying to talk hate on you. You give it to God. God is bigger than that. And you just be kind to one another, because we obviously are not the problem. I don't know if it was to give demand for their shitty equipment. But dude, there's a lot of people dying, a lot of good people dying for no reason. And then they take advantage of our elders and try to threaten them with heart attacks and killing their loved ones and nieces and grandsons, and then they just shock us, and then that's how they try to take, all their life's hard work. And then they can, like, if they followed me from state to state when my working healthcare operations, making sure everybody's healthy and in great standing, I mean, you can obviously tell when somebody's exactly who they say they are. And then there's fucking idiots that all they care is about a fucking, like, I'm gonna say it because they'll lose sight of it. They're like not really there, dude. They're amateurs. Whoever's doing this, they forgot how to live their life, and they're focused too much on selected handful of individuals because it's a humongous world. So I know once it reaches the world, this video, somebody's gonna catch on to what's happening. You see how they popped me right here in the head. But anyways, dude, they're gonna know exactly who it is, and if they haven't already, they're confirming it. And I haven't even met like my mom's husband, her new husband. I haven't even met him. I don't know if sometimes we've heard it out there, they can hide behind, marriage for a duration, a period of time. I don't know. But to me, everybody's innocent in my head, you know. But the only problem is those people that are doing that radioactivity and that shocking thing. I just need to make it honest because I don't favor nobody. I'm nice to everybody. And there's never no problems with us, you know. Um, Especially since we walk with God, and I'm talking about everybody in the world and all of our families. So the only problem is whoever's tampering, you know, and invading our mindsets and trying to use a form of communication like a phone by using our bodies as a conductor. They can literally put words in your mouth. They can make you sound like them after overriding your vocals because we're surrounded by light, radiation, and constant currents. So sound does travel. They can create like this wave synth in low frequencies. So when you have like a light, like spark, like you can like feel that static, you can hear that static. That's enough to speak to people in low frequencies, or they can tap into cameras or like surround sounds. It was just fucking full of shit, whoever did that. They're the stupidest people I have ever met in all of life. Like, damn, dude. And that's because we all try to, come to understanding on it. But nobody ever needed protection from anybody because, I mean, damn, we're nice to everybody. So now it goes to show, right, that it's not even a handful full of shit. So when you clock out, you know you're gonna have a good time because we spread the word and you have great partners. And you come out to the bar and it's flooded with the world's population of people. Because once it got toxic within our government agencies, nobody even wanted to marry you, nobody even wanted to be around you. You started isolating yourself, so what did they do? Some of them. They started to create this scenario, they got jealous, they saw what they wanted or whatever, they inflicted trauma, and just to give them a reason to look like a fucking hero when we need helping hands. And that was literally the foundation, of the Romans. And you're seeing it today yourself. Whatever happened to Jesus Christ, it was somebody within hiding behind us. Just like how they blame military for somebody's stupidity that hide behind us. So they see us have like some sort of power and helping hands. They fuck up to get away with it, to buy them some time. They join. And then they start like questioning them. What? I'm a new employee. And then there was some labels that paid people just to join the force so they can start working for them. Especially those that create a mess just to act as a helping hand, just to create their resume for themselves. Some are full of shit. It looks very, very convincing that they're a good person too. The only problem is that Radiohead shit. They can literally have somebody motivated and influence their thought patterns. And they can call themselves this and that, They can motivate themselves and then it'll look like, like the band was involved in some shit like that, but they're innocent. Because life is good, dude. Like when you have a good life, you don't need to be out here up people's asses, dude. So that's how it narrows down to the root of the problem. It's either a label or some feds. Well, to be honest, it's feds, dude. Like it's some feds working with labels. Somebody probably said them, hey, look into this, or like, I don't know what it is because they're fucking stupid. We're not stupid, so we can never, but it's somebody that doesn't have a great life, or they created a job opportunity for themselves, to always just harass people. And then they say something like, oh, I can protect you, I can give you protection. Dude, we don't need protection. Like, we don't need like police around us, we don't need security around us, we don't need none of you around us. There's a great life and everything's understanding. A lot of times you fucking escalate the situation when it could have been suppressed, because that's not your life to understand. And a lot of times the people go through these things where they don't even fucking call you. Dude, whoever did this, nobody fucking called you. Nobody called you. So if it is somebody from the federals, like, dude, you're a fucking idiot, because nobody called you. You provide services for the people, and nowadays you're looking like a fucking healthcare risk. And now, so you won't be looking guilty over your mind control, now you're trying to tamper with evidence. That's what you try to do to good people in healthcare and doctors, when we know the true definition and we're literally involved. Dude, people like our partners that literally are very respective, that were put in position, that are head chief of military, head chief of police, head chief of border patrol, what they did was they erased all their fucking accounts. Like, if they never even enlisted, like they never went through that training, they do dumb shit like that. All because they want to get away with that mind control shit. It just fucking like, it fucking wastes all of our time when there's a whole world to keep healthy, man. Public safety is making sure you're building with corrections and making sure everybody's under healthy living standards and making sure every business is following those wage increase every 3 months. That's public safety. Educating constantly for new life to keep coming, taking care of the animals and all of their surroundings. There's a humongous sea. Every military branch, law official branch, it's still not even a speck of percentage to cover up all of the sea and the oceans worldwide. There's tons of work to be done in that right direction. Nobody's messing around, and you should not be entertaining war or conflict. We don't know if they're jealous of them, or they were going through that shit and because they were jealous of the US, or they were jealous of Iran. Dude, we don't know. They did some radioactivity shit, all for no reason, when God is good all the time. We don't need no impulsive people put in position. We need understanding people. We need great leadership and saying, hey, you know that's short-lived. We just want to make sure, you're under healthy living standards, because if you're not healthy, we're not healthy. If we're not healthy, you're not healthy. So let's all follow the rules that we all have to follow together, so you can have a great life. And follow these rules to invite, a nice partner in your life. You can create a family, eat some good food always, shower with clean water, create good memories for yourself, And that comes with a great, good word, very constant in movies, horrific, to greatness, to media, to real life stories, to testimonies, to education on medicine, to education on, real life scenarios, and it remains constant. We need a demand in engineering jobs, because who's gonna take it just as serious as the ones doing it now? And there's another thing with AI. You cannot let it take away our healthy communication, and you cannot let it take away everybody being used to each other. It's very important, so nobody will be freaking out amongst each other, and that is disease control. Great relationships is disease control. So back then, whoever was saying, oh, you're a traitor, dude, they were uneducated and they should have been the ones gone. Because nobody's a traitor for being great to their neighbor partners, or, that means they know that that's literally the ones that saved your life, dude. Just great relations with everybody, dude. There's no information to obtain out in the world that is not accessible to everybody, man. So I don't know, dude. It was just so much kid shit back then. We already came so much in great progress that you need to just quit that shit. Now you're looking like a fucking piece of shit to everybody in the world. We just don't say it because, damn, who else's life are you gonna fucking try to waste their time on? God is bigger than anything. So if you're getting threatened and you know you're not the problem, you have a clean conscience. And it's so obvious. The only problem is those people with the radioactivity speaking in low frequencies, trying to blend in with radio and TV, like if that's what they are doing, but they're fucking bullshit. Like, who has so much time to not live their life? You pretty much disrespected the gift of life that God gifted you, man. To be very honest, there's something you must want, like, with for your own, like, ego or your own credit, self-glorifying, or I don't know what the fuck it is. But when you try to, like, twist and turn and hide your own stupid motives with God, coming from the Bible, with all of our great relationships with all of our families everywhere in the world together, and in great standing, making sure we have each other's back, of course you're going to get caught. Because you're trying. I already called the house, I already called all of our partners, and it's being done. Equity in education, great teamwork, great relationships, following the rules, healthy wage increase, caring for the animals in sea, dude, scuba diving, having friends, having building, architecting, amusement parks in public areas and more theme parks. And they also need to be renovated too, because they become a healthcare risk when they get old. Houses get old, they collect harmful debris, it becomes an airborne illness. Landscape has to be constantly cut because if it grows, it collects harmful debris. Illnesses become airborne, dude, like literally. And our diseases that we see today, heart disease, cancer, is because the environment of our animals and food and harvest are not up to par, because people are getting careless. Dude, there's an equal balance and very, very strict formation that we have to abide by. Constantly cleaning. I'm listening to everybody, all of our leaders, all of our great leaders. They know I'm listening. We are all listening to each other, and that guarantees us our privacy and consumption respected through a job well done. So that's why I know it's very effective and very live and real time effective when all government officials, CIA, FBI, every government official, police and everything, building with detainees, for detainees. They want to keep living in that big house. They keep building side by side with us for each other and the rest of the community. Then we go off to the next country on our great relations and we keep building for them. And then the next country, we make sure everybody is under healthy living standards. Every business needs to follow that healthy wage increase constantly. And all animals, ourselves, our surroundings need to be spotless. And it becomes every single day task because life moves fast. We all need a shower just like the animals. We need to dispose of waste very properly, way more better. Nobody has time to be doing that war shit. Nobody has time to be doing any of that, especially just sitting on their asses. And what do they base it off of? A fucking movie, dude. An example we gave off. You see how it matters what you give off? They only base it on what you show them. So that war is happening right now, it was poor leadership. Some went on impulse, thinking they were tough, and they weren't. All it had to be was, hey, let's reach some common ground. We gotta make sure you're healthy and stay on that right direction. There's nothing to fear. It's that impulse. It only takes 1 second to pull the trigger, and you're still a bitch because you don't know how to live. And then you get all scared when it happens back to you, because you shouldn't be doing that to God. You shouldn't be keeping God from living a great life. And you're not gonna silence me. It's the reason why I'm very vocal that saved your fucking asses, everyone in the world. It's the reason why you're breathing and alive today. And I know you're scared to die. Now you're making it look like, dude, what the fuck are you protecting? It's not even a life worth protecting anymore if you're like diverting your attention on shit. Nobody gives a fuck if you think you're the toughest or you think you're a fucking war hero. The war hero's always been a fucking bitch. There's great leaderships, dude. You see how you guys were rooting for a period of time? You were rooting for your own fucking death because you lacked confidence. And why did you join our service members? For a roof over your head, to provide for your family, to travel, to keep great relationships and being there for each other. Simple. Simple. We did not restrict any freedom from you. And we gave you room to grow and thrive in privacy, to build your own characters and, get along with, all of our family partners. Dude, and they take care of you so good, man. Like we take care of them so good. We have great relationships all over the world. We did not do that to you. And you're going to do this to somebody from the Bible? And you're going to do this for somebody that guaranteed you a great life and that didn't judge you and took you in as you came? Totally taking for granted all the great individuals out there in the world. And it's God every turn. Nobody did that to you. And then you're over here with radioactivity ruining our great relationships. And we value each other so much, man. What about our kids? It's looking very, very selfish. Our kids deserve a great life too. It's so common sense, man. Do you want to be gasping for air for no reason? Then listen. Do you want heart disease for no reason? And nowadays, people don't even have any heart disease. Now they're just fucking like making it look and tamper, like making it feel, to give the sensation that you're having a heart attack, and then off you go to the hospital, and off they have these partners that they probably harass, and they made them think and believe this and that, and then they make an innocent person look like they're the guilty one, and then they fucking would like prescribe them false medication, and they fucking make them forgetful. And then like they believe they administer medication when they never did, or they forget that they did, and then they overdose. Dude, it's fucking shit. And that's why they're trying to tamper with evidence and trying to switch my fucking information around and my identity around, because they're guilty of fucking mind control and really fucked up shit. Now I'm seeing people with half a life. Now people in NASA feel like, dude, their fucking job and all their hard work and effort and knowledge that they obtain is for nothing. Now it's looking like everything's becoming half-ass here. Offer some fucking stupid-ass idiots on egos, and then you try to fucking make people feel like they're protected when you need to go fucking build and correct and spread that good word. We have the internet now. That's very, very impactful to reach common understanding. Nobody wants to come out and just like waste their fucking time and fail, man. Nobody needs no fucking securities. All those labels that partner with securities and law enforcement branches, they're gonna be building. And you better listen, because I've been on your fucking payroll, motherfuckers. You're gonna be building with corrections and detainees and working with the rest of our international partners. We have all the great resources available for us. And then off to the netting, you're gonna fucking treat everybody right, because that's God every turn. We don't have time for people to have too much time on their hands just fucking provoking people. That's why we leave it all in the foundation. If they already know exactly what we're seeing, they can harass our accounts, they can do all of this shit. And they lack direction. Now we gave you a blueprint to increase wages, healthy, right direction, and very needed reminder for our government officials with detainees, making sure everybody is under healthy living, pretty much offering you a money printer that never stops printing, but in the right way with guaranteed great relationships, doesn't take away your communication skills, it doesn't take away healthy problem solving skills, with tons of education and firmness to understand. Some of you guys are full of shit, man. The people never needed like the food for thought. We gave pieces of shit, dude. Shitty ass fucking personalities millions of dollars just to create demand for labor work. If you want to go for a label, go, and they're going to accept you. You're going to be building, you're going to be creating events for real estate and for great funding, like our hiking or trail walks, new foods, new sauces, like, dude, fun things. It was all the good word. And there's people to teach. Imagine when they offered me, this amount, and it was fucking limitless and pointless if I go and do the same thing as everybody, and then there's tons viewing us, and then they just do that, and then they devalue our people flipping burgers, the people building homes. For a period of time, they were literally belittling our builders and our food handlers, man. Those days are over. All that toxic shit, we already came way too far in knowing what shit we're working with and what shit we're never gonna want to see ever. Everything healthy habits, it's a together thing. Nobody's put in position more than anybody else. You'll see how pointless it is to be, this title or that title. All just to come back to the same duties as everybody else. So get to work, man. You're gonna love your life when you listen. You have no other choice but to listen to me. I'm rightfully 100% partner and been established way before anybody of you was ever born. And it's crystal clear we're not messing around with each other. I don't want to know who it is, because to me everybody's perfect and it's God every turn. And that's how our partners know the obvious problem. It all comes down to that radio shit, that radioactivity, and using, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, dude. But God is telling me, and like, more or less what's up. You see? When I said what's up, they tried to get in the way of my vocals. They're full of shit and they should be in prison. I do not want to waste anybody's time. I don't want to, have anybody's put in harm's way, and our troops shouldn't be in war. Because Iran's not the problem, the US is not the problem, nobody is the problem. The only problem is those fucking idiots messing with radioactivity. I don't know if they're hiding behind the labels and then they're trying to use our great relationships and the equity that we built and try to like mess with them in radioactivity and do some dumbass shit, man. And then they're confusing them, and then they, as an individual, when you're presented to a situation in a different turf, you know what you can get out of whatever you see in front of you. If you're always acting on impulse and anger and always not trying to understand, then that's all you're going to be getting back, dude. And you don't even know what they're going through. Let's make sure that we know the obvious fucking pieces of shit hiding behind us all respectives, and we make sure we have each other's back. Because it's not our fault. And we all bear the same fruits. It's not in us to be against one another. Never was, never will be. And the people who, because what they try to say is, oh, if we leave, you die or some shit. But that's fucking lying. Because they literally want to get away with mind control. God is bigger than that. You don't need that shit. The only reason why you can fucking breathe and have a great life is because you ignore that shit and you focus on your life. Dude, the lies get very convincing too. Don't listen to that. You can live a nice, great life. And they talk over our original conversations.